Hello guys, what's up and welcome back to our YouTube channel. It's me again, your girl Barista Peperimpe, and this is Nezaville. You're very welcome back to our channel, guys, and today is a story time video, a story that I have never shared with you guys. Like, I have never told you guys this story. If I just see my face for the first time, I beg, hit the subscribe icon and join the video. Here there are a lot of hot and juicy stuff that you are going to enjoy and learn from. Okay, and as you do, don't forget to turn on the bell notifications, give this video a thumbs up, drop your comments, and let us start. I don't want any long introduction. So I got engaged, I got proposed to on the 7th of September 2013. Gosh, I can never forget that day. It was on my 25th birthday, like on my birthday, my 25th birthday. I got the most shocking, eye-popping, mouth-drooling, sweaty, leg-shaking, emotional, romantic proposal ever. And today I'm going to be giving you all the gist about how it happened, all the events surrounding its happening. And I won't just be gisting you guys, though. It's not just going to be talk. I'm going to be dropping receipts. I'm going to be dropping receipts. I'm going to be showing you guys pictures and videos of everything. So if you want to hear that amebo, if you want to hear that ashiri, if you want to hear that gist, just sit back, grab your popcorn and drinks and join me. So before I dive right into our gist, I'm jumping on a challenge by an amazing, super amazing YouTuber, the Sylvia Onu. She challenged YouTubers, content creators to come out and gist about how we got proposed to. I've been meaning to make this video, but with my husband, because he was part of the whole scheme. But since the Sylvia has challenged us, and in the spirit of Valentine, in the spirit of love and romance, I said, okay, let me just share it. So I want to encourage every married person there watching, please come out and share your own engagement. Don't worry, it doesn't have to be butterfly in the stomach. It doesn't have to be Paloma and Diego style. It could be, hey baby, I don't carry beleo, and the man to say, make we go see your papa now, make I go buy drink. Anyhow it happened, it's okay. Just come out and share with us. We can have a good time sharing and, you know, just know each other better. So let's dive right into the cocoa. So as I mentioned earlier, I got proposed to at the age of 25 on my 25th birthday. Okay, for my husband, it was love at first sight. He says it to me then, he keeps saying it today, he never stops saying it. The minute my husband set his eyes on me, his legs started shaking and he started prophesying love and marriage already. But I can't say the same for myself, guys. It wasn't love at first sight when I saw my husband. As a matter of fact, I never ever would have imagined that I will be married to my husband. No, I wasn't one of those people that when they saw their husbands or their spouses, the Holy Spirit just ministered to them. Sister Rebecca, this is the bone of your bone and the flesh of your flesh. My own didn't happen that way. I was oblivious of the fact that we would ever end up as a couple, not even as boyfriend and girlfriend. So no, there were no premonitions and there was no love at you know, like all those Indian movies. Your eyes like wow. No, it didn't happen like that for me. First, my husband was resident in Port Harcourt and I was in Lagos. And as an eco babe, I never planned or imagined myself having a life outside Lagos. It just never occurred to me. You know, when you envisage your future, when you think about yourself with children, I never saw myself in Port Harcourt. I had always imagined that I'll be in Lagos. I could go visit my mother. My mother can just bump into my house, cook for me, that kind of stuff. That was what I used to imagine as a young girl. Secondly, My husband was Anglican, and guys, I was staunch Catholic, like Assistant Virgin Mary. Forget I was doing Shakara, I was a Shakara girl, but I was a very staunch Catholic. I was taking my Catholicism very seriously, okay? And thirdly, physically, like, okay, fine, the guy was handsome, but I had always wanted 6'10". You know, all those books, all those M&B and all those silhouette books that we read then, you know, you just want to stand on your toes and kiss your husband. I'm a 5'8", or is it 5'9"? I'm a 5'9". I'm a tall girl, and my husband is taller than me. Okay, that's to tell you that he's not short. But then I don't know whether I was just being a kid or my parents set right there, and I didn't know what that marriage was more. They are more to make up a happy marriage than those kind of. But I really wanted a very tall husband, yeah, someone that can stand on my toes and kiss, yeah. All right, guys. So I had to get a drink for this one. Okay. Cheers to the freaking weekend. Drink to that, yeah, yeah. Don't let the bastards put you down. Da, 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 da. We got a party at the bar. Everybody put your mattress up and I drink to that. Okay, I really needed the drink to continue this one, okay? So guys, as I was saying, I wanted that, you know, that's M&B silhouette movie kind of thing. So when we met, I wasn't thinking in that direction at all. Like, I didn't imagine that I was going to be his wife or he was going to be my husband. I was like, hard fact. Nobody in the world knows how my husband and I met. It's a secret that only him and I know. Not his mother, not my mother, not any of our siblings. Nobody in the world, no friend, nobody knows how my husband and I met each other. So if you guys want to know, drop in the comment section. Maybe, just maybe one day we're going to share it to you guys. But for now, just guess. Drop your guess in the comment section. Tell us in the comment section how you think my husband and I met, okay? And you just might be right. Anyways, guys, so this guy was just very straight to the point. He was very blunt. He just made he says, I want to marry you. Like, I don't want any dating. I don't want any boyfriend and girlfriend. That's why I keep saying on my channel, and I'll keep saying it, that when a man sees what he wants, when he makes up his mind about what he wants, all those dilly-dallying and all those stories that touch, they don't come up. All those, my auntie had a vision that you did this, or that my mother said light-skinned girls are always ogbanje, or that the pastor said we should pray for 2 months first and commit it unto the Holy Spirit. All those kind of talks do not come up. In fact, as a matter of fact, the guy would even be the one to be pushing you. He would even be the one to be in a hurry, because he doesn't want to lose you. He doesn't want another man to take you away from him. So he would even be the one to be in a hurry to ginger you. So ladies, shine your eyes and shine your ears. When a guy starts coming up with all those flimsy and silly excuses, chances are that maybe he has another girl and he's just trying to play any mini money mode to know which one of you he would pick, or maybe he's plainly not ready and he's just wasting your time. So I find, even on this challenge, some of the ones I have watched, including that Sylvia's own, she was very clear that her husband didn't delay. When a man has made up his mind, men are not as indecisive as women. They are more resolved and resolute about their decisions and plans. So when a man sees what he wants, he goes for it sharp without wasting time. So back to the story. So yes, my husband proposed to me, engaged me less than 1 year after we started seeing each other, started dating or seeing each other. He proposed to me in less than 1 year after that. So when he looked at me and told me that, okay, I'm not here for boyfriend and girlfriend relationship, I want to marry you, like instant. In my mind I was like, and who told you I want to marry you? Like, why do men have the impression that when they tell a woman that they want to marry the woman should be excited? I'm like, do you know whether I want to marry you? I was saying it in my mind, like, see this one. Do you know that there are other competitors around? So I was just saying to my mind, like, bros, do you know whether I want to marry you? You're talking your own. What about my own? And Shaki was crying. I was watching him. Hot cake like me. Then I was very pretty and slim. But then now that childbirth has changed me, finished. Then I was a hot porero, like. I was very slim and lovely, figure eight. I was modeling. I had graduated. I was a barrister. Then I was called to. I was a barrister. I just got a job at the bank. So I was like hot cake. I was in my prime, 25. That flowery phase of a woman where people are just coming. Suitors were just coming at that point. I was just at my prime, my peak, as in my woman peak. Even in church then, mothers would walk up to me and be like, sweetheart, I want to introduce you to my son. I have one son in US. I want you to marry him. Even at the bank then, when I did my NYC at the bank, women would walk up to me and be like, I want you to marry my brother. I want you to marry my cousin. I was like, see me see wahala. Do you even know whether I'm in a relationship? So I was at that point in my life where guys were just coming for my hand in marriage. So as I mentioned earlier, my husband was in Port Harcourt and I was in Lagos. So a majority of our conversations and interactions were virtual. Okay, we're always talking on the phone. Bobo was so into me. He would call me in the morning, afternoon, night, midnight. We were always on the phone. So me being in Lagos, I had other guys around me then that were also coming for my hand. All right, as I always tell you on my vlog, I wasn't like there are two statuses, as in I always believe in two statuses: single or married. Okay, so just because there was some guy in Port Harcourt that wanted to marry me didn't mean that I would now close my book and shut down my shop, church and basa. Mba no. It cannot happen that way when I have not seen ring. Mba. So I was still talking to guys. If a decent, responsible young man gets close to me and wants to take me out for lunch or for shopping or or for a movie date, I would go. Harmlessly. It doesn't have to be sexual, it doesn't have to be an amorous relationship, but I was still I was available, I was in the market. So but my husband didn't want me to see anybody. He just wanted, I was like, hey Baba, calm down, calm your nerves. You ain't this serious, you want a ring. Oh, you're serious, you put a ring on it, bro. For now that there's no ring on it, please, I can't keep myself. So of all these suitors that were coming for my hand in marriage, there was this particular one that stood out. That one really loves me, and I liked him too. He was also a very young, handsome guy with a good job, and he was crazy about me. So I was just like at a crossroad. I didn't know, I couldn't decide who to marry. So I was always going to church, I was always going to the Blessed Sacrament to pray, God give me a sign. Who is my husband? God, please give me a sign. I was always praying. So I decided to put these guys to test. I tested them financially, I tested their loyalty, I tested their patience, I tested their family background, I tested everything about them. All of, as in they all scored the points, they were all on point. I was just so confused. I was like, God, what do I do? So there was one day I went out on a wedding. I went out for a wedding with one guy that was showing interest in me. That one I told you about. That's one that I really liked too. This my husband sent me a message on my phone, and he saw it, as it was like a sweet message, a kind of message that you will send to someone that you have a romantic inclination with. So he saw it and he was totally devastated. So when I went home that night, I was like, okay, maybe it's God's will, that God wanted him to see it, that okay, there's another guy coming for my hand, so he could just leave me alone and all of that. For where? Only for the Bobo to chat, to call me direct and say, please, I want to pay you. When am I coming to see your parents? See, please, I beg you, leave that guy alone. I love you, I want to marry. Hey, I was like, Jesus Christ. I was thinking that this message would even make this guy run away and know that okay, there's maybe I'm not ready for him, and it does discourage him. He even became triple more serious. Oh my God, I was so confused that I was at the crossroad. I didn't know what to do. So I started asking God for a sign. Now I got this bank job. I got the job in Lagos, and when you get a bank job, you're sent for training, like 3-4 months training. So I was expecting to be sent for training at their Lagos training school. They had a training school in Lagos, but surprisingly I was sent to Owerri. I was like, from where? Like, I was in Lagos, why did these people send me to Owerri? Like, they don't even know if I have family there or I know anybody there. Why would they take me out of my comfort zone and send me to Owerri? I didn't know that it was God's plan. It was one of God's ways of bringing me out of that distraction and bringing me closer to my husband. Because Owerri and Port Harcourt, where my husband used to stay, are adjoining cities. They share boundaries. So God just wanted to bring me out of all those distractions in Lagos and bring me closer to who he believed would be the best husband for me. So that was one side. Another one that happened was my mom. When my mom spoke to and saw this my husband, her spirit was totally taken by him. Like, she liked him instantly. I and my mom are very close. As you guys know, I'm the only daughter, I'm the only girl child, so my mom is like my BFF, my sister, everything. I don't hide my toasters or my bobos from her. She knows every guy that comes to me. I tell her everything. Okay, that's one advantage, guys, of being close to your mom. So my mom knew about all those guys. My mom knew about my crossroad, my predicament, and she was also praying about the whole thing. When she saw my husband, like when she saw him, when she spoke to him, she was like, this is a husband material. This, I was like, how do you know? She was, I didn't know that what a child cannot see standing on an iroko tree, a parent can see it sitting on a stool. So my mother totally accepted my husband the second she set her eyes on him, even the second she spoke to him on the phone. That was another sign. Then when I came to Owerri, this guy in Lagos that wanted to marry me, the major, there were a number of them that wanted to marry me, but this major one that became very, pressing on me for marriage, he was convincing me very seriously to come and stay with his family in Owerri. I think that was just a plot to trap me down, because I didn't want that kind of commitment, coming to stay with his family, when I hadn't decided I was going to marry him. I didn't want to arouse that kind of agreement and now end up hurting his mom or something. So I declined. I refused to stay with his family. Luckily for me, I had an aunt that had the house in Owerri then, so I stayed at my aunt's place in Owerri for the training. So that now brought me closer to my husband. So every weekend he will leave Port Harcourt, come to Owerri to see me, visit me, buy me stuff, take me out. We now became closer. The distance thing that was making us a little bit distant was now covered. We're now seeing more often, getting to know each other more often. Guys, this story is coming with receipts, so I have a lot of photos and videos to show you guys. Just relax, calm your nerves, take your drink and just be enjoying. I'm going to show you guys everything that happened that led to this marriage that you're seeing now with these children. So guys, another thing that stood out when it came to my husband and I becoming husband and wife was his mother. I did a video on the selfish reasons why I got married to my husband, and I said it then and I'm going to say it again. The kind of mother that my husband has played a very, very huge role. First and foremost, when my husband's mother came to visit me as her son's girlfriend though, not fiancé or not wife, this woman came with her arms like this. She brought things for me, she cooked for me, she loved me, she accommodated, she hugged me, she kissed me. As in, the love and connection was just overwhelming. I was like, this is not the Patience Ozokwo mother-in-law gist that we've been hearing now. What's going on here? Another thing was the way we looked so much alike. Like, just imagine meeting your boyfriend's mother and you are a split image of her. We looked alike, we had the same personality, we had the same disposition, the same character, the same smile. I was like, oh, I don't even look like my mother, my own mother, the way I look like my mother-in-law. Like, I was like, what kind of coincidence is this? How can I be looking like anybody that sees us would think that, anybody that saw us then or even sees us now would think that I'm her biological child. So when I saw my future mother-in-law looking just like me, I was like, is this God's plan? And her herself too has been praying for a very long time. According to her, she has been praying and fasting for up to 30 years, like intermittently for up to 30 years, for the kind of wife, or for the wife that her son will marry. My husband is the first and only son. He's her only son, and her husband is late. So my husband is like her husband, her brother, her son, her confidant, her pillar, everything in one. So she knew that she needed to get a good daughter-in-law. So my mother-in-law had been praying for me, praying and bringing me closer in the spirit world to her son first, even before we met in the physical world. Okay. So let us go to the day of the proposal itself. As I mentioned earlier, I was proposed to on my 25th birthday, like on my birthday. Go. Ever since I was a little child, I had always prayed and always asked God that I wanted to get married at the age of 25. Ever since I was like 5 years old, I had always been this child that reasons and thinks like an adult. I have always been wiser than my years. As in, if you had, when adults hear me speak as a little girl, they'll be like, are you sure this girl is 10 years old? I was like 10 going on 20, 10 going on 30. I could say really mature things. I could think far. I could think about my future unlike a regular child. So I had always been praying to God, channeling my universe, like channeling the universe, channeling my mind, my thoughts, everything to getting married at the age of 25. That was what I wanted for myself. So I had always been telling God that I will get married at the age of 25. At the age of 24, I didn't even have a boyfriend. I didn't have anybody that was like, okay, this is my fiance or this is the guy I'm going to marry, even at 24. So, but I just knew that somehow I was going to get married at 25. So on my 25th birthday, it was a Saturday and we're in class. Yes, the training school the classes used to hold from Monday to Saturday. Okay, it was very tedious, trust me. Monday to Saturday, we only had Sunday as our break time. So I was in class and I had earlier taken pictures with my friends. I was the hot cake of the class now. Then I was the hot cake. We even did one award. I won all the awards. The finest girl, the most eloquent girl. In fact, I'm sure that some of the girls in that class would have hated me. So I was the hot cake. All the class boys, they all wanted to date me. They all wanted to get with me. They were all up in my mix, always all around me, trying to please me, buy me lunch. I was like, look at this one. First and foremost, I don't even like dating my mates. I didn't like dating my mates. I always liked to date someone older than me or away from my vicinity, So I just knew that they were all wasting their time, sha. But let's just watch and just listen and hear how my husband broke their hearts. So it was my birthday. I was looking sweet. I got the cake. I took pictures with my friends, my colleagues in class, and I was planning a little birthday get together. It was 25 years now, so it was like a milestone year. I wanted to celebrate it. So I went to a lounge at a Owerri there, and I got into a discussion with the manager. I told them that I wanted to reserve a space, and they told me that I was going to pay, is it 150,000 or so to reserve the space for my birthday. New trainee like me, who dashed me 150,000. I didn't have that kind of money to reserve a space. So the man now told me that alternatively, if I can't pay to reserve a space, I and my friends can just come early and occupy the place like normal eaters and drinkers, like when we would have visited the guests that visited the lounge. So my plan was, since it was Saturday and the lectures will end early, after the lectures, my friends and I will just quickly rush to the lounge and occupy it before those evening guys come and take the place. So my best friend was around, Adobe. I had told her of my party that I wanted to celebrate my birthday. Little did I know that she and my husband had already cooked up the whole thing. They had a plan for me, and I was the only one that didn't know of this plan. Keep listening. Keep listening. So these lectures that were supposed to end by 5 p.m. This lecture stretched till 5:30. I was like, Jesus Christ. 5:30, God, I started getting uneasy. I was like, God, we need to end these lectures before people will go and take over my birthday spots. God, and I didn't reserve it. Our only option was to get there earlier and in time before night time comes and other people will start coming. 6 o'clock, this lecturer was still there. Guys, I started crying, like literally. I started crying. I put my head on my desk. I'm going to show you the video. I put my head on my desk. I was crying. I was like, God, just get out. Let this lecturer go. Oh my God. I was just crying. I was like, God, this man is going to ruin my birthday. He's going to ruin my birthday. My 25th birthday. This man kept. I didn't know that both the lecturer, both the staff of the bank that organizes or handles that training center, some of my friends in class, they were all planning what would totally change my whole life forever. So I put my head down. I was crying. I was like praying to God, God, please let this lecturer just get out. Because if it were left to me alone, I would have just sought an excuse and left. But all the guests of my party were my colleagues in the class, so I needed the lecturer to go so we could all start moving to the lounge, okay? And it wasn't happening. So as I was crying my eyes out there, two of my friends, one is my cousin actually, my cousin and my friend in trading school just came in with a big cake, like a two-step cake, beautiful white and red cake, and just dropped in front of me. I was like, what's going on here? Like, I thought it was like a surprise cake from the class or something. So as I was trying to untie the cake, to unbox the cake, to know what the cake is about, who it came from, I just heard this music. My favorite jam, my Adada music. Have you seen my beautiful baby? Yeah, baby, suffering. Hey, everybody, they wait. Put that kid in the see, guys, that's why I love that song. I cannot get over that song. That song was the song that my husband used in proposing to me, and that song was the song that ushered me in during my traditional wedding. So that song is very dear to me. So while I was trying to unbox or untie the cake, that music started playing. I was like, what's going on? What's going on? All of a sudden, I just saw my husband walk into the class. I was like shocked. Like my boyfriend then entering the class with the lecturer there and everything. I was like, what are you doing here? What are you doing here, baby? What are you doing here? I was so surprised. I wouldn't left the cake. And I started going to meet him like, what's going on? What are you doing here? All of a sudden, the guy just dropped on one knee. The whole class erupted. Some students stood on the tables, some stood on the chairs, the lecturer screamed. As in, it was like a volcano. Everywhere just erupted into two. I screamed, I turned around 360. I was like, what? Oh my God, that was like the most romantic and emotional thing ever. He just got on one knee. I wasn't even hearing him again. I couldn't even fathom what he was saying. So they gave him the mic that the lecturer uses. And my husband was there on one knee. He was talking. I think he was saying something like, I want you to be the mother of my child. Like, he was just reciting his speech with his ring in hand. I was like, oh my God. And why it was all the more special is because my husband is really the shy type. You guys know, my husband is really the shy and introverted type. He doesn't like to show himself at all. So what he did was just 100% for me. He knows that I'm a paparazzi person. That doesn't walk. Let's say that preference. So what he did was just to please me, to make me happy, and just to make it special for me. It was just about me. That was why he proposed in that fashion, not because that's his style. Left to him alone, he doesn't mind doing it in the bed, like alone, just two of us, he did. But he went out of his way to make it spectacular for me, and I can't forget that scene. So while he was on bended knee, and he finished his speech, I just brought out my hand. I was like, everyone in the class was shouting, say yes, say yes, say yes, say yes. I was like, look at this. What if I didn't want to marry him? What if I had somebody else I wanted to marry? Say yes, come. But I said yes. I was like, yes, I'll marry you. He just slips the ring in. Everybody, like the whole class, turned upside down. It was like a concert. Gosh. And that, guys, that was the way my husband proposed to me and engaged me. He engaged me on the 7th of September 2013, and by December 2013 we were already married. In fact, from that training school, he paid my bride price in October the next month, did the court wedding in November 2 months after, and did the traditional wedding in December. From the training school, after training school, I just moved in with him. After he had paid my bride price and we had done the traditional wedding, I never went back to Lagos. Like, that's why the shock, my mother has not recovered from the shock. She said it felt like I was dead, God forbid. It felt because she didn't plan on letting me go. She just sent her daughter to go to the bank to do training school, and her daughter never came back. So my mother fell ill. It wasn't a funny experience for my mother at all. As in, it was like she lost her best friend. It's like she lost her daughter. She was crying, like she kept on crying. She really missed me so much. So that was how I just went from training school, Owerri there. I never returned. All my clothes, all my books, everything were still in Lagos, I just moved over to husband's house, just like someone that was sold. Oh my God! And that was the way my husband proposed to me in training school, in the class, in the full glare of the lecturers, all my colleagues, all my toasters in the training school, all my admirers, everybody right there. It was amazing. I couldn't have asked for it differently. I love PDA, I love attention, and that proposal was just my type of proposal. And after then, just as the saying goes, the rest is history. This is us here almost 8 years after, married happily with 3 amazing boys, and I don't have one atom, one shred of regrets that I married my husband. So how did the birthday party turn out? It eventually turned out to be birthday party stroke engagement party. We went to the venue, and as God will have it, our space was still there. Nobody had come, so I and my colleagues and my husband and my best friend, we just partied all night and celebrated both my birthday and my engagement. And that was how I ended up getting married at the age of 25, just as I had prayed to God many up to 20 years ago. So guys, that is my story. That is the story of how I got engaged or got proposed to. Don't forget to share yours. If you're not a content creator, you can just drop yours in the comment section. But if you are, jump onto the silver challenge and do a video telling us about your proposal story or your engagement story. And don't forget, it doesn't have to be fancy. All it has to be is real. Please give this video a thumbs up, drop your comments in the comment section, hit the subscribe icon if you're not subscribed, turn on your bell notifications, turn it on. And I'll see you guys. Thank you very much. It's me, your girl Barista. There's a perepe, and this is Desaville. I'll see you guys in the next one. For now, bye-bye.
Thank you.